Please welcome TEDxDetroit, CEO of the Mushroom Angel Company.
Have you ever noticed how mushrooms grow in the most unlikely places? Like in your backyard after a storm, between the cracks in a sidewalk. Heck, even in the damp corners of your house. It's almost as if creation itself is reminding us that there's still life here. And that's kind of how my family story began. Uprooted from the East Coast and planted in Detroit. No family, no friends, no network, but a word from God that said, the soil is still fertile here. So we packed up our little family and our big faith, and we went where we didn't understand. Because unbeknownst to us, we were getting ready to live out a mushroom's story. Buried in the dark, yet destined for growth. You see, mushrooms aren't made from seeds. They're born from spores. These invincible particles of possibility floating around looking for the dampest ground, the darkest ground, the richest ground for growth. They belong to an entirely different kingdom, the fungi kingdom, and they thrive where most living things could never survive. Their real body isn't what you see above ground. No, that's just fruit. Visible evidence of something even more powerful happening beneath. You see, beneath mushrooms is a hidden web, a hidden network called mycelium. Scientists call it the wood wide web. The mycelium beneath is a vast network of white threads connecting trees and roots and life itself. It's where nutrients flow, warning signals are triggered, and is even responsible for keeping forests alive, all unseen to you and I. And honey, that's Detroit. Detroit is a mycelium of doers, shakers, and makers, quietly but powerfully building this city, keeping this ecosystem alive. So when our spores landed here, we didn't see the hidden web, but the web saw us and whispered, "Welcome to our network." But when we arrived, life got dark. We didn't have roots in Detroit, and we didn't have a roadmap. It was almost like the wilderness before the promised land. You know the Bible verse, Deuteronomy 8:7, that says, "For the Lord your God is bringing you into good land"? Well, honey, the Bible verse ain't warn us that before good land comes hard ground. So in those dark days, those dark months, we learned something the mushrooms already know, and that is growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from being underground. So underground, in the dark, during the pandemic, and in a twist of events, we launched the Mushroom Angel Company, a tech-forward, consumer packaged food manufacturer producing mushroom-first burgers and ground, not just for the nourishment of food, but for the nourishment of our souls, because mushrooms don't just feed themselves. They feed everything connected to it, and so must we. You see, there's much room for you, even when the room is crowded. There's much room for your dreams, even when the doors close. There's much room for your voice, even when it shakes and it trembles. And there's much room for your light, even when shadows surround you. So do not fear the dark, for that's where roots are grounded. Don't even rush the rain. That's the nourishment that sustains. And don't even fear isolation, for that's where identity is refined. Because what I've learned on this mushroom journey is that what often looks like decay is just divine recycling. Because when the storm hits and the trees fall, mushrooms appear, not just to heal the land, but to feed what's next. And that's not just biology. Honey, that's straight up theology. So if you find yourself in a dark place, unseen, unheard, uncertain, and unsure, remember this. Maybe, just maybe, you're not buried. Maybe, just maybe, you've been planted. Because like us, Detroit was our soil, faith, our fertilizer, and mushrooms, well, honey, you can see that's our ministry. Because it's always been bigger than just food. It's been about the food of life. You see, there are more than 14,000 species of mushrooms on this planet, from shiitake to oyster, lion's mane to portobello, each creating its own place in this world. But even more fascinating is when mushrooms die. They return to the very soil that once gave them life. Their bodies become nourishment for what blooms next. Their life never really ends. It's just new beginnings in disguise. And perhaps that's the mystery of mushrooms and of us, that we too can grow again, rise again, experience life even in what we've lost. And that, my friends, is the good gospel of mushrooms, that there's much room for you to grow, even in unlikely places. Detroit, my name is W.E. DeCruz. On behalf of my husband, Dominique DeCruz, and the entire Mushroom Angel family, I want to say thank you for lending your ear to my voice.